We're gonna get your reaction to this this segment. Go ahead.
What would you say?
I said women don't like dudes who got their own, who don't need them. They rather deal with men who are not that intellectually aggressive, who gonna let them say what they want and do what they want. They rather deal with a man like, not saying you like that, but most women out here don't want to deal with a man who gonna say, baby, nah, don't wear that. Nah, baby, don't talk like that. They don't really want to deal with that. They rather deal with a dude who let them say and do whatever they want to do. And they think if a man be a man, he's toxic.
So my question was, do you fuck with a real woman?
Let me answer that question.
And the reason why I asked
I'm
is because if you fuck with a real woman, she's going to agree with you. Hey, maybe I shouldn't step outside wearing this,
I respect that, baby.
nasty ass shit.
Let me answer that. This is the problem. The real woman is standing too close to the hoes, so we don't know the difference until we start talking to y'all. No, listen. I met a lot of women. It don't mean, I don't care if they from the hood. I don't care if they got two parents. Their interests are the same. It's like right now, right? If you see 10 lions coming down the street, are you gonna try to figure out which lion gonna bite your ass or not? You're gonna be like them 10 lions. So unfortunately, the real woman agree with too much shit that these hoes is on, so we don't know the fucking difference.
Okay, so I think the key points there, just to kind of perhaps help prompt this for the panel, is you don't want a girl to dress revealing, right? Is that? And then what was the other one? Like going out to bars and clubs?
Their interests are the same.
Into the mic.
I'm sorry. Their interests are the same. So it's like, it's not necessarily controlling or having just looking like a certain type of woman. It's their interests. It's the music they listen to. It's their attitudes. It's their perspectives. It's their outlook on life seems to be too similar to women that are not in their league. So it's not like, because people say, oh, you should talk to different type of women or deal with women in a different area, as if they're not everywhere. You can find a woman, I know women that are in corporate America that's dealing with guys that are criminals. I know it doesn't matter their lifestyle, they still seem to deal with the same type of guys, they still seem to have the same type of perspectives, regardless of their upbringing, regardless of their education. They still seem to come to the same conclusion with other women. And it seems like when a man is more assertive, a little more objective, a little more protective of their image, they seem like he's insecure or he's controlling, when he's really protecting you from the world. It's not about, hey, you're mine, you can't do anything, but why would your man want you to be online with your body exposed? What type of man would want that? Why? A lot of women say, oh, they're not traditional, they're not courting anymore. Why would I court a woman who's already exposed? You court a woman to discover something that's not easily exposed to people. So if your body is exposed online, why would I court that? Why would I take out the time to treat you differently when all I got to do is just go on your Instagram and I can see your whole body? So why would a man traditionally deal with a woman who's not even moving traditionally? So that was the perspective of that video.
Okay.
Now, I did notice that you brought up lions, the 10 lions thing, but that was a hypothetical, and I was just wondering if you're aware that hypotheticals are hypocritical.
Say that again.
That hypotheticals are hypocritical.
How so?
Oh, I mean, I heard that on an Alpha Male podcast. I just wondered if you'd ever heard that before.
No, I've never heard that, no.
Yeah, okay.
Wait, what?
I don't know.
Oh, is that
I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, what are we answering right now?
Okay. So we watched the video.
Yeah.
Your reaction to the video.
I'll go first.
I was going to say, I feel like when you say all women, you could flip that and say all men. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to say that every woman agrees with every woman is kind of crazy. Because I guarantee that we don't agree on everything. Like, sitting here, you know what I'm saying?
But that's why I said in the video, I said, it's not all. So I said a lot, you know what I'm saying? So it's never all. It's never all of anybody. No one, that's just ridiculous. But a lot of women. There's a lot of women that agree with this liberal, I can wear what I want to wear, and if he has a problem with it, it's his problem. It's like, okay, cool. But that doesn't work in the real world. If you want to go out, it's like a man. If I'm coming outside with money hanging out my pockets, jewelry dripping all over me, can I really get upset when a woman looks at me for just finances or looks at me just as a provider? I'm sending mixed messages. So it's like, if you want this traditional man, if you want this protection, if you want this leadership, what's wrong with coming out with a modest approach? Now, we know it's a new time, so women are a lot more liberated than before, so you're not gonna be grandma, but it's a little extreme these days. And to try to figure out which woman is gonna be the right woman for you, picking from the visuals, the interest in music, the interest in talking points, is a little difficult. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of men are looking elsewhere. Like you have, miss, like you're looking overseas. It's like, sound like what the passport bros are doing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, guys are looking at other races of women, other genders of, not genders, but other nationalities of women, because it seems like in America, traditional manhood, I feel like the modern woman have been programmed into being incompatible with a man's nature. So like a man has to fight his nature just to deal with the woman, and that's just not realistic.
I would say women would do the same right now, though. Like, we're fighting our own feminine energy and acting masculine also in this generation. Like, I basically took care of a man. Like, he just quit his job and I had to take care of everything. But a lot of the men, and it might be just the men that I'm attracting, but a lot of men that I'll like end up talking to, they just can't even provide for themselves. And I feel like everything is just kind of flipped right now, if that makes sense. Like, everything is just flipped.
I agree, but this is the issue that I realize with a lot of women. A lot, like, I noticed, like, I have a friend of mine, she's talking about how a lot of the women's homicides are coming from their mates, and they're coming from the men that they're with. This is the issue with that. A lot of men that are dealing with women today are very passive. And what they do is they suppress their natural instincts just to deal with the woman, and then they snap. Because they've been fronting for so long, and it's, oh yeah, baby, I'll do that, yeah. Just telling you what you want to hear for so long that one day they just go crazy, because women are avoiding men who are objective from the beginning. So they end up with guys that they got to take care of, because the guy that you don't have to take care of, he's not going to tell you what you want to hear. So you end up with the guy that will tell you what you want to hear, but you also got to take care of him. Not saying you have.
Yeah.
I'm saying that happens a lot.
Okay. All right.
So any reactions to the original clip from any other panelists here?
I would disagree with the statement.
Okay.
I would say that mostly because my longest, healthiest relationship that I'm currently in, I do modeling, I do acting. He's seen everything that goes online. Sometimes I do bikini shoots. Sometimes I have to do lingerie shoots. Sometimes I'm kissing a guy in a scene. Sometimes there's a sex scene involved. No actual sex happens, just to be clear. It's fake. And he's very secure in our relationship. He doesn't feel jealous. He doesn't feel any type of way about it. And I think that comes down to nurture instead of nature. So how he was raised by his mother is very different than I think any other man that I've ever dated. And the reason why he turned out the way he did, and the reason why he's okay with me pursuing my career and it doesn't bother his masculinity, is because he's secure in our relationship, because he had a perfect business model, and that's his parents.
So one thing really quick. I mean, you cited to your career. I don't know if you give a carve out. I mean, I think some men would still, but you give a carve out, like if she's a model.
That's different.
But it's like, I think you're when you were in the clip, when you were talking about how they dress, it's like they're going out to bars and clubs and like titties out, ass
Absolutely.
out.
And what you're doing, that's a profession. So that comes with the profession. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure you had that profession before you met him. I'm talking about women who work at Kmart and she got 2 or 3 children, or she's dating someone already, and she's just advertising her body just to pass the time and get likes. You're not getting paid for that. That's like Jay-Z. His wife is Beyonce. So she's going to take some salacious pictures because that comes with her career. That's a part of the industry she's in. So they have that established. I'm talking about the average woman who just wants attention and using her body to just get attention despite the demands or the request of her partner or potential suitors that she would like. That is not benefiting her. Like, you're getting paid for that. You're getting contracts for that. You're getting offers for what you're doing. These women are just showing their body just to show it.
So my question is,
wait, really quick, just to allow her a chance to respond. So I guess setting aside the career component here, do you still have a disagreement with his position?
I think it's still valid, And it's because
his position or your position?
my position,
Okay.
I think, is still valid, because not every single person you meet on the street you're going to be compatible with. And we all have a different moral compass. And there's not a wrong or right moral compass. That being said, if you want someone who dresses modestly, then go for someone who dresses modestly. I think the real issue comes in when we're putting each other down for each other's wants and dislikes. It's not there's nothing wrong with you wanting something or her wanting something. It comes when you want someone because maybe how they look, but you want them to conform to what you believe. Just find someone compatible for you.
I respect that. But what I'm saying is based on the complaints I'm hearing from women in modern society. Where are the men at? Why are they not this? Why are they not that? Well, this is why. So what I'm saying is you can do what you want to do, because I don't judge. My thing is all about cause and effect, results. You can do whatever the hell you want, but don't complain when those results don't come back that you want. So if you want to be liberated and show your nipples and show your cleavage and the crack of your behind to total strangers online, you are free to do that, but you're not free to complain about the lack of males and the lack of men who are able to provide a certain lifestyle not wanting to deal with you. That's my issue. You can do what you want to do, but don't blame men that don't want to deal with that at the same time. You can't have it all. You can't have it both ways, in my opinion, but you can do what you want to do.
Your thoughts?
Yeah. I hear what both of you are saying, and I really agree with what you're saying. I also agree with what you just said. But I think at the same time, the same thing goes for the men who are complaining about the women who are dressing provocatively. Like, they need to take into account that there's women who are dressing conservatively, so they should just go for those women. And, they shouldn't be complaining when they can't, or they're on Instagram and they're seeing these women who have their nipples showing.
And I agree with that, but that's why I said they standing too close, because when I say it's not just about the visuals, it's the mindset. So for example, I know women that are conservative visually, but when they start talking, you see what type of people they associate themselves with, the music they listen to, the perspectives, how they deal with other people, their character, their decorum. It's just like a woman who dresses salaciously. So what I'm talking about is a energy, a perspective, the way you carry yourself, not just how you look. That's like kind of low-hanging fruit. I said that because, people can gravitate towards that easily, but it's not just how they dress, it's just how they move, period. You know what I'm saying? We all know you got a friend that's nothing like you, but you hang with her. So if you got a chick like me, if I'm hanging with a dude that's a gang member, I may not be, but can I judge someone who says, well, hey, you seem cool, but you with that guy, so I don't know. I could get in my feelings all I want, but like the Bible say, not to get religious, but man, look at the outward appearance. People's natural instinct is to just judge what they see. People are not gonna take the time to see through and see, well, maybe he's not quite like that. Yeah, his friend's a murderer, but people gotta survive. People gonna do what's instinctive to make them give them a better day tomorrow. So they're not gonna take the time to try to distinguish, are you different from this woman? They're gonna look at it and they're gonna keep it moving, especially in today's time where just approaching a woman wrong could change your life. You could talk to the wrong woman and say, how you doing, miss? And she'll get you, restraining on all types of stuff. Like, I know a guy who recently just got a restraining order put on him to the point where he got fired from his job just because he told the woman that she's nice looking. Like, we live in these sensitive times, so it's like if we're in these sensitive times, you think this the time to really come outside looking crazy? You really think this the time to really post on your Instagram looking super salacious? I just don't think it's the right time for that, in my personal opinion. I have a daughter,
I think that men say that they want a modest woman, but they really don't. Because you guys, the generation now has kind of shifted. Mm-hmm. Everyone was wanting that kind of modest, kind of old school relationship, right? Now social media is involved. People, do OnlyFans. Women do a lot of different things, and you guys pay for that. So it's kind of.
I don't pay for that.
I don't pay for that. You might, but a large amount of men do. And
those guys are simps. But
so you guys kind of attract and like those things. So women have kind of shifted, like even like with BBLs and different things like that. Now it's not a thing. Now people don't like it, like men don't like it. So women are now getting it removed and different things. So we're kind of shifting with how you guys respond to what we're doing, because I don't think that we, like, when we were respected, when we were modest, like when we were doing, you know, staying at home, cooking, like you guys didn't respect that. So now I feel like everything is changing, and now that we just want to be ourselves, whatever that may entail.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's kind of a false premise, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure that we're clear. You think that women are respected more now that more of them do sex work than before when they didn't do sex work?
No, I'm not saying that they're respected more, but I'm saying that men are eating that stuff up right now. And it is slowly going away, and we're slowly going back to kind of the modest. Now men, you know, hey, you need to cover up. It's not, OnlyFans is not great anymore. You know, different things like that. I think you guys don't realize, like, you guys do change and things do shift with what you guys like as well. It does shift.
I want to mention something too. I think both races feed into, you know, stuff like that, porn,
Wait,
OnlyFans.
Genders?
I meant genders.
Both races.
Both genders feed into that type of stuff because the guys buy it, they egg it on, you know, and girls want to dress a certain way, you know, to look a certain way for men, to get men's validations. I believe both genders just play a role in that.
We'll come right back to it.
Meet the Kaiser donated $200.
Yeah, thank you, Kaiser.
Wednesday was so bad. Brian brought only classy ladies on tonight. How am I going to roast this table later? Dude, I'll have to roast the guys. Eric, I'm from NJ2. The good part though, not Newark.
Not Newark.
You mean the soft part?
Yo, Kaiser, thank you, man. Nobody
really
here
nice.
does OnlyFans, correct?
No.
Or in the past?
No.
Never done OnlyFans?
Shout out to y'all.
Nobody? Okay, hey, no OnlyFans girls on the panel. There you go. All right. Did you have more? Did you want to respond?
I wanted to say
Andrew,
one more thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I also think that whatever women, like whatever they wear and put out, is the type of feedback in men of what they will get in return. If I'm posting, you know, half naked pictures all the time, I'm going to probably get nastier men, if that makes sense. I feel like moderation and just, I feel like being more covered up is more sexier than just having everyone see what you already have. That's more of like a intimacy moment, more in the bedroom. More energy is put into the bedroom as well, instead of trying to get validation through different men, not even your own partner.
I will add, dressing more provocatively on Instagram, you attract more male followers rather than women, you know? And like you were saying, if we're living more masculine than feminine because of the way we have to work and everything, we're going to want to maybe make money off of them, and we attract them.
I think that's a, sorry, I'm so sorry. I think that's a discipline thing where that's just fast money. It's easy money. I'm out here, a waitress and a barista, working 2 jobs, also going to school full time. I am living, honestly, I'm completely satisfied with my life. I'm already okay with what I have. I think a lot of people, especially in today's today's society, I think people are just bored and they always want what's next, what's better, what's new, instead of trying to go through situations with your partner and like last forever, you know.
Do you guys tip you more as a waitress?
They do, yes.
So it's kind of the same thing, like guys
100%,
paying
yes.
on Instagram.
But I don't dress, or you know, I don't dress a certain way. I work at a Mexican restaurant. It's a family restaurant. But I mean, I think that's just the way that men are biologically made. You know, you're going to get tipped more if you're a pretty girl. If you're a handsome boy, girls are going to tip you more.
But I agree with everything you said, to be quite honest, because women cannot expect a traditional archetype of a man, what a man is, and not act like an archetype of a female in that balanced dynamic in a relationship. Exactly. So if that is what you desire, which I think it is, that's what you've expressed, you know, that's the dynamic that you look forward to, I think it's completely valid to find a like-minded individual that honors that. But women cannot complain if they're going on Instagram tits out, tongues out and saying like, but why is nobody's taking care of me? My man isn't my savior, my money maker. It's not going to happen. Yeah, you can't have your cake and eat it too.
What about the phenomenon of the chameleon? So the chameleon being a woman who did all of that for many years or something like this, then puts on the sundress and then expects also to get that archetype, which you're talking about, the traditional male masculine archetype. What are you guys' thoughts there?
Well, I had one other thought that I wanted to add to the previous statement, and we're all talking about what men like on a girl's Instagram or girls put on a girl's Instagram for men, but I think we're also neglecting what women put on Instagram for other women. So the amount of women, I am one of those girls who I get significant more validation if a girl comments on my post than what a guy comments on my post.
Glad you said that.
And there's a difference between, I think, posting like maybe slightly revealing, but through the female gaze versus male gaze. And I don't think men understand the female gaze versus the male gaze, but us girlies, I think we understand the female gaze versus the male gaze.
No, I'm glad you said that, because I think one of y'all was saying how women are dressing a certain way for the men, but like she said, they're not. A lot of women are dressing for other women, even like they say, well, I'm not, or they're dressing like that for themselves. Well, I'm not dressing like this for you. Right. So it's like, a lot of men don't want that. Like you see a lot of interviews where they'll go on the street and they ask men, so what you like, weave or you like natural hair? 9 out of 10 times men are gonna say natural hair. Mm-hmm. But women think men want weave. Women think men want BBLs and all that. It's like they're not really listening to men, and the only men that they're listening to are men that's on television in these small sectors of these guys that are athletes where, they have exuberant amounts of money, and they're thinking that those guys' appetite is the appetite of the everyday man, and it's not, and they conflate the two, because I feel like a lot of women are more in tune with mainstream perspective than real men's perspective. And like you said, women are dressing for other women. They're not even thinking about men, but they still want those men to honor them or look at them, but they're not taking into account the men's perspective at all.